the man who made guitars cry. People called him the man who could make a guitar cry. His name is Keith Urban. For many years, he was a famous country music singer. He sang about love and kindness. He was married to Nicole Kidman, a movie star. They seemed like the perfect couple. But something changed. The beginning. It started small, a look, a smile, a performance that felt different. Keith sang on stage with a younger singer named Kelsea Ballerini. She was half his age, but she loved music just like him. When they sang together, something special happened. People noticed. The way he looked at her wasn't normal, it was something more. Social media went crazy. "Did you see that?" people wrote, the way he looked at her. Rumors started. People said they spent late nights making music together. They texted each other a lot. Every time Keith talked about new inspiration, people wondered if he meant Kelsea. At one concert, Keith sang a new song called "Whispers in the Rain." It wasn't planned. He just played his guitar and sang words that sounded like he was telling a secret. Nicole Kidman was in the audience. She smiled, but her eyes looked worried. Keith's childhood. Before Keith was famous, he was just a little boy in Australia. He was born in 1967. His family didn't have much money. They moved around a lot looking for work. His dad was strict and tired. His mom loved music but was often sad. When his parents fought, Keith would go outside with his guitar. Music made him feel better. At school, other kids made fun of him, but Keith kept playing music. By age 10, he was performing at local fairs. The applause made him happy, but when he went home, he still felt lonely. His dad pushed him hard. "Play better, sing louder." His dad rarely said nice things. This made Keith always want to be perfect. When Keith was 17, he started drinking alcohol. It helped him forget his pain. He could play music better than most adults, but he was also drinking too much. But music was his dream. One night, sitting alone, he whispered, "Someday I'll play for people who really listen." Chasing the dream. Keith left home young. He took his guitar and started playing in small bars. Sometimes people clapped. Sometimes they didn't care. But Keith never gave up. He dreamed of Nashville, the city of country music. He saved money and bought a ticket to America. Nashville was hard. There were many singers better than him. Record companies said no again and again. He slept in a friend's basement. He wrote songs on pizza boxes. But Keith kept trying. Finally, in 1999, someone noticed him. His first album came out, and one song went to #1. Suddenly, everyone knew his name. Fame and problems. Keith became a huge star in the 2000s. His concerts were amazing. Fans loved him. He married Nicole Kidman, and they looked perfect together. But fame was hard. Keith worked all the time. He was tired and lonely. Even though he had everything, he didn't feel happy inside. That's when he met Kelsea Ballerini again. Kelsea was a young country singer. She grew up with posters of Keith on her wall. She learned to write songs by copying his lyrics. When they worked together, they connected. They talked for hours about music and life. They understood each other's pain. Keith's voice changed when he talked about Kelsea. Nicole noticed, but she stayed quiet. The duets. When Keith and Kelsea sang together at award shows, everyone could see the chemistry. It wasn't just singing, it felt real and deep. Social media exploded. People wrote theories. News outlets made up stories. Every video of them looking at each other went viral. But when asked, both said, "We're just friends." The secret songs. Keith and Kelsea started writing songs together in private studios. Away from cameras, they talked honestly about their lives. She was healing from a divorce. He was trying to save his marriage. They finished a song called "The Quiet Kind of Love." It was so personal, so honest, that they couldn't release it. One night, Keith recorded it anyway. When they listened, Kelsea cried. Keith looked away. "We can't release this," he said quietly. But the song leaked online anyway. The lyrics sounded like a confession. "You were the calm that felt like chaos." The echo I couldn't unhear. People believed the song was about Kelsey, but Keith and Nicole still appeared together in public, holding hands and smiling. The truth stays hidden. No big scandal ever happened, no proof, no pictures, just rumors and feelings. Maybe nothing wrong happened at all. Maybe it was just two artists who understood each other during hard times. Keith once said in an interview, "Sometimes the muse isn't a person, it's what that person awakens in you." That's all he ever said. Years later. Today, Keith is 57. His hair is turning gray. He still performs, but his shows feel calmer, more peaceful. Nicole still stands beside him. They're still together. Kelsey is now a big star herself. When asked about Keith, she smiles and says, "He taught me that broken doesn't mean done." Years later, at a special concert in Nashville, something amazing happened. Keith invited Kelsey on stage. They sang "The Quiet Kind of Love" together, the song they promised never to release. When the song ended, they looked at each other for a long moment. Then they smiled and walked off opposite sides of the stage. The crowd was silent. Some moments are too special for clapping. At the end, some stories don't have clear endings. Some connections can't be explained with words. Keith and Kelsey shared something special. Maybe it was just music, maybe it was more. But whatever it was, it changed them both. Sometimes the most beautiful stories are the ones we feel in our hearts, even after the music stops playing.